The U.S. Department of Defense's budget plans for the 2026 fiscal year show a clear shift in priorities when it comes to next-generation fighter aircraft development. The Air Force's new sixth-generation fighter, sometimes referred to as the F-47 or under the program name Next Generation Air Dominance (NGAD), is receiving a substantial increase in funding. This reflects the Pentagon's strong focus on modernizing its air combat capabilities with advanced technologies. The NGAD is envisioned as a high-speed, long-range fighter designed to operate alongside drones, incorporating cutting-edge stealth, sensors, and weapons systems. About $3.5 billion is planned to be allocated for the development and initial production of this fighter, with the goal of fielding operational aircraft by 2029. This significant investment in the Air Force's sixth-generation fighter highlights the importance placed on maintaining technological superiority in air combat. The program aims to replace older aircraft and counter emerging threats from global competitors developing similar advanced systems. The NGAD fighter's development involves leveraging new manufacturing techniques and integrating advanced software and artificial intelligence to enhance combat effectiveness and survivability. In contrast, the Navy's comparable sixth-generation fighter project, known as the FAXX, is facing a much tougher financial situation. The Navy's funding request for this program has been drastically reduced, from $454 million in the previous year to only $74 million for 2026. This sharp cutback suggests that the Navy's next-gen fighter development will experience significant delays, possibly pushing back operational timelines by several years. The reduced funding also reflects concerns about budget constraints and the need to balance various competing priorities within the Navy's broader modernization efforts. However, this funding reduction has drawn criticism from some lawmakers and defense analysts who argue that neglecting the Navy's future fighter could harm the overall readiness and modernization of carrier-based air power. Congress has attempted to increase funding beyond the Pentagon's request to help the Navy keep its program on track. The debate over funding levels underscores the challenges of managing multiple high-cost defense programs simultaneously within finite budgets. A key issue influencing these budget decisions is the limited industrial capacity to develop and build two separate sixth-generation fighters concurrently. The U.S. defense industrial base has finite resources, skilled workforce, manufacturing facilities, and supply chains, which may not be sufficient to support both the Air Force's and Navy's programs at full speed. As a result, the Pentagon has prioritized the Air Force's NGAD program, which is seen as the more urgent and higher priority project at this time. Beyond fighter development, the overall defense budget includes increased investments in advanced missile systems, drone technologies, electronic warfare, and cyber capabilities. These enhancements reflect a broad shift toward modern, networked warfare where air combat platforms operate in conjunction with unmanned systems and integrated sensor networks. The Navy's program delay may allow it to better focus on evolving carrier air-wing compositions, including integrating drones and other unmanned systems as part of future fleet architecture. This phased approach might stretch development timelines but could help manage costs and technical risks. The U.S. military is focusing heavily on next-generation air dominance through the Air Force's NGAD program, backed by strong financial and political support aimed at delivering operational sixth-generation fighters by the end of the decade. Meanwhile, the Navy's competing sixth-generation fighter faces steep budget cuts and schedule delays amid concerns over industrial capacity and competing modernization priorities. Congressional efforts to boost Navy funding reflect ongoing debates about balancing long-term readiness and innovation across all branches of the armed services. The landscape remains dynamic as technologies evolve and budget discussions continue.